Off the play fake. And that ball's up in the air and taken away by Petrie. Jalen Petrie has done it again.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new episode of The Lead, Houston, where it's all Houston all the time. The Houston Texans could be looking to make a big trade. I'm going to give you an option right here, right now, and it doesn't address the offensive line. It doesn't address running back either. We just crushed the soul of the Baltimore Ravens. There were reports that they were just absolutely flabbergasted after that loss where they got 44 dunked on their heads, and their locker room was kind of lost. It was confused. They didn't know how to react to that ass whooping that our Houston Texans gave them. And so with that, the Houston Texans have an opportunity to improve this team. And look, remember, the trade deadline is only a month away, actually less than a month away. And the Houston Texans are currently 2-3, looking to try to get to 3-3 Monday Night Football late game against the Seattle Seahawks. Remember, they're playing at 9 p.m. on Monday Night Football another week from now. So with that, the Houston Texans, look, I'm throwing out the idea. You saw the thumbnail. You seen the title. Is there an avenue for Nick Caserio to call up the GM of the Baltimore Ravens and try to bring in former two-time Pro Bowler, All-Pro Mark Andrews onto this football team? He's a tight end. You have injuries at the tight end position. We also learned that Cade Stover could be back hopefully soon and hopefully in a few weeks. Not expected after the bye week or the Monday Night Football game. So could be a few more weeks for Cade Stover. But ultimately, I'm looking at it like this. As much as you can add firepower to this team, they are 2-3 still. And we are still in desperation mode to get every win necessary to get back into this thing. Y'all let me know your thoughts on adding a tight end to this football team. Look, Dalton Schultz ultimately has played really good football for this Houston Texans team this year. We just had D'Amico Ryans, claiming how Dalton Schultz looks really good this year. Also praised his blocking this year. I believe on that run from C.J. Stroud, we got to see Dalton Schultz blocking down the field. So, and I could be wrong there, but there was a run, I think it might have been the Nick Chubb run actually, where Dalton Schultz was blocking. But there were instances in this Ravens game multiple times where we saw 86 blocking. But I'm also not prone to the fact that you can still add talent to this team, and knowing that Dalton Schultz, how long is that going to last? Because we all know at the end of the day, Dalton Schultz is who he is. He is only going to get 3 or 4 catches in a game, and then he's capped after that. Mark Andrews brings a whole nother element to this football team where not only is he a solid blocker in the run game as well as chipping as well too, but that dude can legitimately run routes, catch passes, and is another safety valve for C.J. Stroud in this offense. Look, him with Nick Caley, former tight ends guy, getting a Mark Andrews who's 30 years old right now. The only thing is he's on the final year of his 4-year contract that was given to him in 2021. So he is an unrestricted free agent after if you made this hypothetical move. So the Houston Texans, look, I understand some of these guys are unrestricted after all, but this is a move that I believe the Houston Texans need to be taking a look into. They don't have no 5th-round picks this year. They could maybe dip into next year's picks. Remember, they still got the 2nd and the 4th that was from the Laramie Tunsil trade via the Washington Commanders. Do they want to throw maybe one of those 4ths at Mark Andrews? I'm not sure if they really want to do that. I'm not sure if the Ravens are even going to look at trading Mark Andrews. But where they are currently, they play the LA Rams this Sunday, which is tomorrow. I don't see them winning that game either. They're looking at 1-5 right now, heading into their bye week, where maybe Lamar Jackson comes back. It's 2 to 3 weeks. That would be 3 weeks of without action for Lamar Jackson, but it is a hamstring injury. So if the Ravens indeed look to be sellers, the Houston Texans should ultimately be buyers. And Mark Andrews added into this offense with C.J. Stroud and Nico Collins. Again, you never have enough weapons for your quarterback, and adding Mark Andrews in this way could be ultimately a cheap trade for the Texans. and you add yourself a legitimate tight end one to this roster with Dalton Schultz as well as a backup. Who cares about feelings? We're here to win a Super Bowl. We're here to get to the playoffs, advance into the playoffs, and get that Super Bowl at some point. Could it happen with a move of getting Mark Andrews to the Houston Texans? Remember, former two-time Pro Bowler, all-pro guy. He is that dude. Bring him in here. Have CJ work with him. And he is ultimately a first down getter, a chains mover. And that right there is what ultimately the Houston Texans could use. Dalton Schultz, again, 3-4 catches. That's it. Andrews, you're going to get a guy that is going to get you 6, 7, 8 catches. And he just had 7 catches against the Kansas City Chiefs, 6 catches against the Detroit Lions. We're not seeing those kinds of numbers from Dalton Schultz. He gets his 3 catches, his measly 37 yards, and then he's good for the rest of the day. You don't see him, and that's it. It's over. Mark Andrews is legit. The Houston Texans, should they make that phone call to Baltimore and get Mark Andrews? Y'all let me know down in the comment section below. You know I'll reply. As always, guys, go Astros, go Rockets, go Texans. You have a blessed day.